welcome to Women's Wealth, the podcast with me, Joanne. My mission is to educate, inspire, and empower you all to step into your own life of wealth. That feeling of being so rich in your mind, body, and soul. I'm so happy to have you here. Let's get straight into it. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Wealth with Joanne. I'm so happy to have you here. Whether you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on your favorite podcast streaming site, thank you so much for joining me. Now, before we get into the nitty gritty, just a reminder to please like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to help that pesky algorithm on YouTube and the podcast so other people can get to listen to what I have to share today. And I do think I think all my podcast topics are very important, of course, but this is something very close to my heart as it aligns, should I say, with something new that I am launching this Saturday. So if you have me on Instagram, you may have seen me talking about my new online rituals, which launches on Saturday morning. So I'm going to go into a little bit more about that throughout the pod today. And I want to really deep dive into why we need rituals, why rituals trump routine, and how you can actually make the most mundane routines that you do every day part of your rituals. I will also be sharing why making this shift can or might be, I think it is, probably the missing link. If you feel like something's just not clicking, you're doing all of the things, but they're not working, I really do believe it's the energy, the intention, the way that you're looking at these routines and things that we should be doing. And yeah, you'll notice a huge change in the outcome. And it's all about that feeling that we get when you know that you should be doing something, you know you should be making a change, but it's just not working. And it might be I know I should meditate because I'm stressed. I know I should move my body more. I know I should be journaling. I know I should be eating this food. And I know I should be doing this. And I shoulda, woulda, coulda. But we just don't do it. And again, it's the intention, it's the energy behind the things that we're doing that takes them out of mundane to magical. Oh, there's an Instagram quote, mundane to magical. I just thought of that all by myself. And if you do hear a little rumbling in the background, I was meant to wait for the washing machine to finish before I started recording, but I was so excited to start recording today, I forgot that I'd said, let's wait for the washing machine to finish. So I'm just going to excuse, the mic might not pick it up, but if it is, it's the washing machine. Hopefully it's going to finish its cycle in a second. So let's start with the basics. What's the difference between a ritual and a routine? So on the surface, they look the same. It might be something that you do every morning, something that you do in the evening. They both can show up as, I don't know, eating a meal, a certain drink, your skincare, the things that you do at home. But it's the energy behind the action that actually makes the difference. A routine is something that we do on autopilot. We're not thinking about it. So think about in the morning, your morning routine. How often do you actually take a step back and think, okay, this is what I am doing? It's get out of bed, brush your teeth, make your coffee, have your breakfast. I don't know, are you doing all of this while you're scrolling on your phone? Are you just in that zone? Get dressed, get ready, leave the house, tick the box, tick the box, tick the box. All the jobs are done. It's all disconnected. It's all those things that we need to do just to get going, just for life to run as it runs, and it doesn't actually give us anything back. That is a routine. It's boring, it's mundane, and it's not actually doing anything for our overall health, wealth, wellness, well-being. We're just doing the motions. So a ritual, on the other hand, is something that we do with intention. We put our focus onto it. We might take a little bit more time in setting it up, arranging it. We make sure that we are fully present. So it's not just tick, 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 we're disconnected, we're here, we're doing this, I'm present, I know what I'm doing, I know why I'm doing it, and I know that I'm going to feel amazing after. So that's the difference. And we can turn those mundane routines into rituals just by shifting our energy. what is the difference between a routine and a ritual? Because on the surface, the things that you do maybe every day, every weekend, every morning, so what is the difference? So people ask me all the time, like, what even is a ritual? Because everyone imagines candles and witchy stuff and incense and all of those things. It doesn't have to be that. So a routine is something that you do without even thinking about it. So think of your morning routine. How often do you have to actually step back and think, right, I'm drinking water, I'm having my coffee, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to eat this food, it's nourishing my body, and you actually have a look at what you're doing and think about it. Because we're generally on autopilot. You're just doing it. You're not having any thoughts other than, I need to do this, I need to finish this, and then I need to do that, and then when I get to work, I've got to do this. And we're always thinking one step ahead. So what we're doing in the present moment is we're not thinking about it. So even though we might be drinking coffee, or you're putting your makeup on, or you're doing your hair, or you're in your shower, you're not actually actively thinking like, oh my God, I'm in the shower. I can feel the water running on me. I'm washing away anything that I don't need. So that is your routine. It's autopilot. You're not thinking about it. There's no energy behind it. It's something that you should do because it gets the day going. The day just goes when you do these things. Now, a ritual, on the other hand, is more intentional. It's more sacred, but not from a religious point of view, more from an energy point of view. So you're actually doing things with meaning. You're looking at what you're doing and you're seeing the why. You're giving the why. You're setting an intention for why you are doing this and how this is going to make you feel or possibly even affect your day. So it's very different. So for me, one of my morning routine / ritual is that I drink a glass of water before I do anything. So when I get up, I head straight to the water, get some water, and I drink some water. Now, that's very routine. I do it every morning. But I really try to then tune into why I'm drinking this water. It's not necessarily because I'm thirsty. It's because I know that drinking a glass of water before I do anything else is rehydrating my body. It's going to help me to detoxify my body. It's going to set me up for the day. It's going to keep me hydrated. So there's a lot of reasons why I drink this water. It's not just chug back this water, get on with breakfast, coffee, whatever. So there's an intention behind it. And I try to take time, 30 seconds. When I say time, it's 30 seconds to drink the water and take a moment of gratitude that I actually have fresh water as well in the morning that I can drink, because a lot of people in the world don't have that luxury. It is a luxury being able to go to your water, and here we have our water fountain. You will have your tap, probably turn that on and get fresh water. So just taking a moment of gratitude there. So that 30 seconds, rather than just swigging back the water and carrying on, becomes an intentional task for my health, for my mindset, because I'm setting the gratitude, and for my body. Another little Instagram quote here. So I like to think of routines as something that just keeps life going. There's nothing special. Routines keep life going. Rituals give life meaning. Now, that might sound very deep, but again, just going back to me drinking a glass of water, it's drinking a glass of water. It's routine. It's just keeping life going. But I'm giving that meaning. And what I'm then doing is starting my day with my own meaning, with my own focus on, right, this is how I'm going to have my day today. Everything that I'm putting into my body is intentional. Does it nourish me? Is it helping me? How is it going to help me? What's it doing for my body? And I use that then throughout the day for everything that I eat, everything that I drink, and really then giving thanks for everything that does go into my body. When I go onto my breakfast, all these fresh blueberries, the antioxidant, and I take a moment, think, right, this is what's going into my body now, and this is why I'm doing it. I'm looking after my health. I want my longevity. I want my healthy old lady body. I want to support my immune system. It's more than just, I've got to eat my breakfast because I've got to go to work. And a routine is something that we have to do. We have to do it to get the day going. And there are some things that are just routine. We have to do it. That's it. But the things that we can make rituals is something that we get to do. We put that intention, we put that excitement, that love, that meaning, that energy behind it. So again, it takes it out of the mundane and puts it into the magical. So it's not just, oh, I've got to go to the gym because I'm trying to lose weight. You can turn your gym routine into a ritual. You don't need to take incense with you, sage, Palo Santo. You don't need to set the space. It's all internal and the energy that you put behind it. So instead of forcing yourself there, set your intention. Why are you there? If it is that you're losing weight, why do you want to lose weight? What is your intention behind that? Because even when we shift that routine, that thing, that goal that we've set ourselves into something intentional, that again, you want your longevity body, you want your old lady body, you want to be healthy enough to play with your children for as long as possible, your grandchildren. I was talking to one of my yoga clients the other day, and my intention is I want to be able to dress myself when I'm 80, 90. I want to be able to get in and out of my car, go up the stairs, carry my own shopping. I want to carry on living my life as I do now. That is my intention. It's not just about, oh, I just want to look good. I just want to lose weight, which is fine, but we take the energy away from that then. And you might even be able to pinpoint for yourselves times when you haven't had the right energy behind something that you've set yourself, and then it's failed because it's just something that you've got to do. You know that you've got to lose a bit of weight. You know that you've got to get healthy. You know that you've got to lower your cholesterol. You know that you've got to do blah, 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 and it's boring. So setting the intention and setting them as rituals. And when we start our day, approaching it from this safe space, we're actually setting ourselves up for a good day. Again, think about, you're rushing around, you're not thinking about anything, everything's just quick, don't care. And that's the rest of your day set then. And we're starting off in a state of fight or flight. We'll go into the science. So when we start our day with intention, with our rituals, we're actually starting our day telling our bodies that it's okay, I'm safe, we're calm, we're content, our breath is nice and slow, nice and deep, we're not rushing around, and we're not in fight or flight. So yes, we have the intention, the energy, the spiritual side behind this, but it is also, it's science. So we have our central nervous system, and you will have heard of, or may have heard, especially if you practice yoga teachers talk about the parasympathetic nervous system. So when we start our day, let's start our day again in routines. What we're actually doing here is feeding our sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system. I always say sin with a N. So if I do say that, I apologize. It just comes out of my mouth wrong for some reason, but it's sympathetic nervous system. So this is our fight or flight. So when we're starting our day literally in fight or flight, quick, go. We're not breathing properly, we're chest breathing, we're just doing everything really quickly, we're in a sense of panic, we're going to be late. We're putting our nervous system under stress. And then we're sat in traffic, and then we get to work, and then the working day is full of stress. Over time, this leads to burnout, anxiety, hormonal imbalances. When you start your day with rituals, with intention, with the energy behind these, as to start your day safe, to take yourself out of fight or flight, to start your day in rest and digest. This is your parasympathetic nervous system. This is what's telling our body that we're okay. This is keeping our heart rate at a safe level. It's helping our heart. It's calming our breath. It's supporting digestion. It's regulating our hormones. And it's creating a sense of safety and clarity for the body. So just by looking at your morning routine, when we choose ritual over routine, we're actually helping our nervous system. And again, it's taking it there from the woo-woo, from the spiritual, which is important. But for those of you who are not so woo-woo, not so spiritual, it's the science. Now, I know that I like to start my day tapping into my parasympathetic nervous system. It doesn't happen every single morning. Some mornings things go wrong and I might be rushed, or I'm doing a really good job, and then I get into the traffic and I'm in that stress because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late. And I sit in the car and I do my breath work and I try and get myself back to feeling grounded, back to how I felt when I was taking that 10 minutes just to breathe and drink my morning coffee with intention. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper. We're going to forget the routines. I even feel like sometimes when I talk about routines and I'm like, it makes me out of breath. So quick reset. And let's focus on our rituals. And that's exactly how rituals make you feel. That sense of, it actually feels good. So rituals help to deepen your present. And what that means is bringing yourself to the here and the now. So rather than thinking, okay, I'm going here and then I've got to go there and then next week I've got to do this and later on I'm having this for my tea and then I've got to tidy this and do this and do this, and we have this constant list in our heads thinking about what do we need to do. We might also be thinking, I can't believe I said that, and we're in the past and God, I did this and who's that person, and these thoughts were always backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. When we are doing our rituals, we're in the present moment. And if you suffer with anxiety or overthinking, bringing yourself into the present moment is so important. It's that conscious living. So it's taking yourself out of worrying about the future, stressing about what might happen, to just focusing on what's going on. A really nice exercise that I like to use if I'm struggling with this is just using the 5 senses. What can I hear right now? And obviously you'll probably close your eyes when you're doing this, but you picture the room that you're in, any smells. So what can you hear? What can you see? What can you taste? What can you touch? So it might be that your clothes on your skin, and hear, see, smell, taste, touch. I'm missing one. Hear, see, smell, taste. Hear, see, smell, taste. Oh no, that's all 5. There is a 6th one. It's your feelings. How do I feel in this moment? So just bringing yourself into the present moment, using your senses, is a really good tool. And this is what we do when we're doing our rituals. So when you're drinking your coffee, if you're giving yourself that 5 minutes in the morning to breathe, so take a few breaths, drink your coffee. What does it taste like? What's the temperature? How does the cup feel in your hands? And I know, again, you might be thinking, God, I haven't got time for this. But just think about if you took just a couple of minutes, it doesn't even need to be 5 minutes, just to pause, just to reset, just to take a few breaths before you go off and do the things that you have to do, how much more grounded you're going to feel at the start of your day. So it brings us into the present moment. It's setting you up for the rest of your day to continue in that mind. So I've already mentioned our nervous system. Our parasympathetic nervous system is the nervous system that we want to be watering. If you think of your nervous system as little weeds, little flowers and weeds in the garden, so your sympathetic nervous system is the weeds, your parasympathetic nervous system is the flowers. So you want to be watering your parasympathetic nervous system. You want to be making sure that if you do feel your heart rate increasing or you're not breathing properly, that you come into your breaths. Inhale for 5, exhale for 6 is a really good place to start when you're feeling off, when you're feeling rushed, when you're feeling stressed. So we're watering these flowers in the garden, so we're growing this beautiful garden, and as best as we can, we're ignoring this fight or flight state. We're regulating our nervous system. In turn, what this then does is helps to keep our cortisol levels at the level that they should be. Increased cortisol levels can lead to anxiety, burnout, even cardiovascular issues. You may see there's a lot about cortisol online at the moment, this cortisol face. I don't know if it actually exists, but you can actually knock your hormone levels off. So if your cortisol levels are really high, it's going to have an effect on your cycle. So you might start to get missed periods. You might start to get more symptoms from your bleed. So more cramps, more headaches, more cravings, because everything is out of balance. So just by tapping into your parasympathetic nervous system, you're actually bringing everything we need into balance. So think about your garden in your head. Picture your garden. What do you want your beautiful garden to look like? Your parasympathetic, your rest and digest garden. Oh, that reminds me, it also affects your gut. So if you do have gut issues, if you have problems with digestion, and years ago I did the gluten-free diet, I had the vegetarian diet, but the actual problem was my mindset. I was tapped into my sympathetic nervous system all of the time, rushing around, stressed, anxious, and I wasn't watering any of those beautiful flowers in my garden. I was watering the weeds, and I was watering and watering and watering until it made me hit that burnout, be full of anxiety, have terrible periods and terrible bleeds and hormone levels in my skin, and the list is endless. And when we do these rituals daily, weekly, whenever it is, and whatever your ritual is, you're actually creating a little safe space of joy for your body. So your body will start to associate that ritual with a feeling of safety. You'll start to have that feeling of, okay, I've got this, I've got me. I am looking after me here. Whether it's just that when you put your cream on, after your shower, your oils, that you really focus and you really concentrate on, this is my arm. You don't have to say it out loud. I know everyone in your house might be thinking, what is she doing in there? But when you're rubbing it in, you're really just noticing that your skin, your arm, and you're taking that time, rather than just slapdash and putting it all over you, that you actually take time. And this is my body. I take time and I look at my tattoos, I put the oil on, and I know that I'm nourishing my body when I'm putting on my oil after my shower. I'm holding in that hydration. I'm rubbing in the oil with the water, and I just let it dry. I actually had this conversation with my partner in the car the other day, because I was saying that I don't really dry myself with my bath towel, and he didn't get it. And I know it does sound weird, but so I'll wrap my hair up, and then I stand in the shower and I put my oil on wet, and then I just let that soak in for a minute or so. It just rub in really quickly, and I'll just rub it in, and then I put the towel around me, so I don't ever really rub my skin. It's more about the oil. But again, that's my ritual there, not just a routine. I'm just not just whacking it on. I'm very intentional with it, and I take time, and I'm thinking about the oil, and I'm thinking about the nourishment and the hydration, and again the longevity of my skin here. And this might also be that you go to a weekly yoga class, and this becomes your ritual, and you can join me online starting from Saturday. So your body knows that, right, okay, and if you don't have time for any other rituals during the week, it's your safe space on a Saturday morning to join me online and do your yoga flow. We're also going to do meditation and breath work and face yoga in the Saturday morning sessions. And again, making that a ritual, that every week that is your time. And eventually, after a few weeks, you'll start to feel that your body craves that. And it might be that then you add in more time, or you add in more rituals, because you're actually seeing the benefit of, right, this is my time. This is my safe space. This is the time that I set aside for myself. And you're calming your nervous system. And you'll take away some of the things from the sessions that are really going to help you throughout the week. But more on that shortly. Let's continue with the benefit. I also feel that rituals really helped me to build that inner trust, that resilience. So again, just going back to whether or not you join me on a Saturday, but having your time where you're showing up for yourself on purpose. So you're doing this, you're looking after yourself. It's something you want to do. You know the outcome is going to be that you feel amazing in whatever it is. And it becomes your tool to help you in whatever it is that you're going through. And you might already have this. You might go running, you might do yoga, you might go to the gym. You might already have this sense of ritual behind those things, but you're not yet putting the intention and the energy into it. So sometimes you might feel like you can't be bothered, but you know you're going to feel amazing after. So reflecting on what you already do And this doesn't have to be a big life overhaul, because I guarantee that you're already doing so many routines that you can turn into a ritual already. Like I said, going to the gym. It might be that before you go to the gym, you write your intention down, or you journal, or at the moment, I haven't journaled for a while. I've been setting all my intentions verbally. I'll just say it out loud. I'll just talk to myself in the car. Sometimes I'll save them on a voice note and I'll play it back later. And it's about finding the ritual that suits you. My ritual used to be, I have journals and journals and journals upstairs, but over the past few months, I think maybe 6 months, I kind of fell out of love with journaling and feel that I get more from just the visualization and the talking and setting the intention out loud. So that's what I do now. That's my ritual. And when I get in the car, I always set an intention and I'll do my visualization and I'll talk out loud and I'll talk to whoever it is that's listening. And that is my ritual. And it makes my car journeys, up until when something tries to break that, but again, I come back to my breath and I'm not letting anyone else's energy ruin my day and get into my aura. I think I went on a bit of a tangent there, didn't I? How do we do this then? You're probably listening to this thinking, okay, but how do I fit this into my daily life? I use the 3 R's: not reading, writing, arithmetic, which I never really got, because arithmetic begins with A. I guess it sounds like it starts with R, but not those 3 R's. Wait, writing also starts with a W. Not those. Definitely not those 3. We're using the reflect, reframe. Let's start again. Reflect, reframe, reverence. If you follow this, I'm just going to give you a very quick structure on how to turn your current routines into rituals. If you follow this, you will have your rituals. Then it's just a case of making them consistent. So first you're going to reflect. So what does this act mean to me? What are you getting from it? Why are you doing it? What is the reason? What is the feeling behind it? What is the energy behind it? And you can apply this to everything. So just using your morning coffee, for example, why are you drinking it? Is it because that you feel like the caffeine wakes you up in the morning? Okay, fine. But how can you turn that then into an intention? So maybe you want to start the day feeling good and this caffeine is going to help you. So you're drinking your coffee with intention. So you set that intention. I intend for this coffee, or I intend after drinking this coffee that I'm going to feel more awake, with more energy, and I'm going to be ready to face. And then if you add a moment of stillness while you're drinking your coffee. So if you're one of these women who make the coffee, you take it with you, you're doing your makeup, take a minute, 2 minutes, whatever you can afford time-wise in the morning to stand still. Go through your 5 senses. What does the coffee smell like? Feel the warmth of the coffee in your hand. Set your intention, how you're going to feel after you've drank that coffee. Take a few breaths, drink your coffee, continue. It doesn't have to be sit down, light a candle. You don't have to do that. Just taking that moment just to breathe, just to notice, just to be present while you're drinking your coffee or just about to drink your coffee. You're already starting the day in that rest and digest state, rather than necking it down, getting ready and put your sympathetic nervous system in charge. So that's your reflect. Next is reframing. So a lot of the things that we do, we put should in front of it. I should go to the gym. I should meditate. I should eat healthy. I should. And you'll know you do this yourself. I do it. I should really, go to the gym. I didn't go yesterday. And then we need to reframe it. Reframing brings freedom. So instead of a should, I choose. I get to. So I get to go to the gym. I get to look after my body. I get to eat these healthy foods. I choose to eat this nourishing food over this unhealthy food. I choose to work my body so that I can stay healthy. I choose health over sickness. I choose myself over fill in the blank. I'm sure you can see how that's reframed. So instead of like, oh God, I should do this now. And I get this sometimes when I'm working from home, like, oh, I should actually send those emails. I should check my emails. I get to do that. I get to be in charge of when I do that. And that little simple shift there turns my boring checking emails into, right, okay. And sometimes I will do this. I'll light my sage here. I've got my Palo Santo on the desk. I'll light that. Sorry, that's my sage, but I have got my Palo Santo on the desk. I'll light this, have a little cleanse of the room, get my laptop out, and then make it more of a ritual. I get to do this. I get to choose when I do this. I get to reply to these emails. I get to invite people onto the podcast. Like, how amazing. Instead of like, oh, I should reply to all of those emails. Ugh, gosh. And even just when I'm saying it, my whole body changes. I'm sluggish because it's something that I should do and it's boring rather than I get to. So reflect, reframe, reverence. This is where the magic happens. So this is where you can make it a little bit more special. You can light a candle. So even when you're drinking your morning coffee, and I know I keep going back to that one, but it's one that we probably all do, or your morning tea, make the tea, sit down, light a candle, light a stick of incense while you're drinking it. You know, take that time. Keep the candle lit until you're done and then blow it out. So that candle will be a reminder as to this is more not just a routine, this is a ritual. So this is where the magic happens. This is where we bring in the magic and we get rid of the mundane. My tongue today. This is where we are tapping into our parasympathetic nervous system and we're saying it's okay. And we're doing those things that we associate with softness. So maybe for you it is lighting a candle. For me, it's incense. I will light a stick of incense before I meditate, before I lie down. I even light incense before I have a nap. I make my naps ritual and intentional. So I will play... This is probably going to sound really weird, but I play whale music when I have a nap. Not whale music, whale song. It's music, but I'll put that on so that I'm not just having a nap because I'm like, oh, it makes me feel lazy. I'm actually refreshing my body. I'm taking time to let my body reset. This is mostly on an afternoon where I have morning classes and then evening classes. So I know that I need to reset before I teach in the evening after my morning classes. And some afternoons, I'm just like, God, I should get my laptop out. So I'll take a little nap, 20 minutes. I'll put my whale song on, I light my incense, and my intention is to wake up feeling refreshed and reset and ready to take on the day. And it works. And I don't get that nap guilt either that we do get when we nap. Well, I get nap guilt. Let me know if you get nap guilt. We've done coffee a lot. So let's go on to skincare. So your morning skincare routine, how to make that into a ritual. So instead of just slapping it on, take your time. I get all the things out. I put them in order. Maybe that's more OCD than a ritual of what I'm using. And I don't put the big light on just for the skincare. I leave it. I don't like any big lights in the morning because I feel like I want the sunlight. So I don't put the big light on. I line up my skincare and then I take my time with it. So in each lotion that I put on, that I will then think, so with my natural oils, I put those on and I think about what's in there. I think about the frankincense, I think about the geranium, and the intention is that it's supporting the health of my skin. I think about the turmeric for the brightness of my skin. So I'm really thinking about what I'm doing when I'm putting those creams on, all the way down to my SPF. This is protecting my skin. This is going to support my skin. This mineral sun cream is going to help my skin when I go out into the sun. It's keeping my skin healthy. It's anti-aging. It's antioxidant. So I'm thinking of these things. So my intention is not just I need to put this on and I'll massage it into my face. I'll use my face yoga techniques. I rub it down into my neck and I intentionally move the lymphatic drainage through the neck. I'm doing it now if you're watching on YouTube. But that's not just skincare, that's my ritual. So I'm not just slapping it on, it's not just routine, I'm not thinking about it and then out of the bathroom. It's my ritual. Some mornings I'll light my incense when I'm doing that. Not every morning because it only takes about 5 minutes and I have to put the incense back out anyway. So I'll Palo Santo a lot. There's a lot of Palo Santo in my rituals just to clean that energy. So have Palo Santo around. Like I have it in my dressing room, I have it here in the office, like I've just said, so that I can just quickly cleanse, let it go, and then even just the smell is like my safe ritualistic smell. You can do the same when you're journaling. Again, I know that I've just said that I don't journal as much, but if you're journaling, that it's not like, oh, I should write in my journal. And I think this is one reason why I actually stopped journaling, because I made it something that I should do rather than something that I needed. I don't know. I can't explain why I've fallen out of love with it. I think I've just found other ways. Anyway, when you're journaling, rather than rushing down, and it can just be your to-do list. So today I've wrote out my to-do list, my intentions behind that. So record my podcast. Why am I sharing this podcast today? Thinking of the intention behind that, the emails that I've got to send, the other things that are on my to-do list, including going to the shop. It's all my ritual today, all down to your movement. And I know I've mentioned going to the gym, so I won't go too much into this because I'll end up repeating myself. But rather than just, oh, I've got to go to the gym, I should go to the gym, I should stretch, I should do this. Make it a couple of minutes to begin with. Just stretch in the morning. Make it your, like I said, so my practice, I go to a class every Tuesday. That is my ritual. And I make it a ritual because the intentions I set for my practice. Sometimes, and I'll hold my hands up even as a yoga teacher, if I try to practice at home, I can't get into that ritual state of mind. The dogs are running all over me. So I have to set my ritual to go to the studio every Tuesday and every Sunday. So that is my ritual. And before I go, I set my intention, I vision my class, and I'm doing this to support my own practice and for my clients so that I can further my knowledge, forever a student in yoga. So setting your movement, why are you going to the gym? And again, I know I've just gone over all of that, so I won't repeat, but just really thinking about, right, this movement, why am I doing it? How's it going to make me feel? And when you begin living this way, with reflection, with reframing, with those positive thoughts, with reverence, we move from a life where we're just ticking boxes and doing the things to a life with intention. And it does really make a difference. So, back to my Saturday mornings. If you would like to join me every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. UAE time, I have also added in a Wednesday 5:30 p.m, which is just an hour. Sorry, I'll have to, so Saturday morning 9 a.m, Wednesday 5:30 p.m, and I will be looking at putting in a time that you can join if you're in the UK. The replays will also be available for 24 hours. So if you would like the replay, if you sign up, that will be sent out with the availability for 24 hours. And again, you can make this your ritual. So the Saturday morning sessions will be slightly longer. They're going to be an hour and a half. So we'll start with yoga. We're going to ground. We'll do our yoga practice. We'll then come into our face yoga. Then going to lie down for our breath work and end with a meditation. So you get all of the rituals in one big session every single Saturday morning. Wednesdays will be just an hour, as I know that the midweek is a lot more busy for people. So that will be yoga, breath work and meditation. So no face yoga on a Wednesday, but I will be adding more times. If you have any questions about those, please let me know. I have converted the price into dollars. So I think it's $22 for each session. So you get the extra half an hour on a Saturday morning for the same price as an hour. You can book on my Linktree, head to my Instagram, it's all there. Just book yourself in, you'll be sent the payment link. If you do have any questions, please let me know. If you have any questions about your own rituals, your own routines, and how you can change those, also please let me know. I am here. If you have somebody that would like this podcast and you know that they need some rituals in their lives, please share with them, and I will see you all in the next episode where I'm also talking rituals with Victoria, who is a Pilates teacher. We have a big in-depth conversation about everything Pilates, how that can help your nervous system, your overall health. It's a good old girly health and wellness chat. So that will be in next week's episode. And I will see you all there. Ding. I felt like I did a little ting when I smiled there.